Are you ready to cut your meal prep time in half? I'm gonna show you today how I plan, prep, and get dinner on the table every single week, and I save myself so much time, money, and energy doing it. Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm the New York Times bestselling author of Cook Once Dinner Fix, and I'm so excited to show you how I use this concept to get dinner on the table every night for my family. Let's jump into it. Okay, so what I'm gonna talk to you about today is we're gonna break up meal planning into 3 steps. Step 1 is budgeting, step 2 is planning, and step 3 is going to be prepping. Okay, there's so much that we can save ourselves in time and energy by placing more emphasis on the planning phase versus the doing phase. And I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I do that. And it has changed the way, it's not only changed the way I get dinner on the table, but it has changed my budgeting for my family. I'm saving so much more money in my groceries. It's changed my energy output. I feel like I have more energy in the tank, both, when I'm getting dinner on the table. And my overall outlook, I feel like I'm able, because I've just got a little more pep in my step. I'm able to put a dinner on the table, a homemade dinner on the table most nights of the week, and be able to then want to sit down and have that conversation with my family and say, how was your day? And really authentically show up, versus I've lived a life many times where I'm like, oh my gosh, here's dinner. Eat it, you better eat it. I'm exhausted. And so I'm gonna show you what I've done to crack that code and to figure this out. Step 1, budgeting. By placing the emphasis on budgeting first, you are going to set yourself up for big success. So the way that I look at budgeting for the week is I look at the 5 weekdays. That's usually what I'm focused on, because we go out to eat or order takeout one night on a Saturday, and that cost is usually the same. And then Sunday, we go have dinner with family. Okay, so I'm looking at making dinners for 5 nights of the week, and I like to spend about $100 total for those 5 nights. And I'm looking to feed a family of, there's 2 adults and 2 toddlers, and soon to be a baby, which obviously she won't eat for a while. So I would say about 3 people, but my husband usually has an extra serving, so it evens out to about 4 people a night. So $100 is what I'm aiming for. And what I say is write down whatever that number is that you want to stay under, and then go from there. Get that in your mind and then move on. The next part of budgeting is I want you to change the way you shop. I want to totally turn it on its head. Instead of choosing a recipe and then going to the grocery store and getting all the ingredients for that recipe, which is kind of like, it's gambling. You don't know, are you going to be on budget? You don't know. It's so many times when I used to do that, choose the recipe and then go get the groceries, I would be way out of budget. Right? And also those recipes didn't always work well together. And so what I say is I want you first to go get your proteins. Whether you're actually going to the store or you're turning to the freezer and using what you have, I want you to shop what is on sale or a very good price, and or use what you have. If you find turkey breast tenderloin, for example, on sale, grab those. If you find your favorite grass-fed ground beef at a reasonable price, grab that. Or whatever it is, grab those first, and then once you have your 2 main proteins that are going to be the featured ingredients in your dinner series for the week, then next step is you are going to choose your dinner series out of Cook Once Dinner Fix. And the way that I meal plan for the week is I take 2 dinner series out of this book. So that's 4 totally different dinners, and I overlap them. So let's say if I'm cooking from the poultry chapter, I would do poultry on Monday, meal 1, and poultry meal 2 on Wednesday. And so in between that, I'm going to do beef meal 1 on Tuesday and beef meal 2 on Thursday. And then we usually do, I'll tell you all about it, but we do a spaghetti dish on Friday that's just really a mashup of leftovers throughout the week, of leftover veggies. So you're going to choose your dinner series out of Cook Once Dinner Fix. And again, as far as budgeting, we're still in the budgeting category. We're still right there. I want you to choose a dinner series that matches where you're at. Actually, in Cook Once Dinner Fix, I thought it'd be really fun to give you a Yelp-style rating, a relative cost index of how much the groceries for each dinner series cost. So you'll notice on every single dinner series, and a dinner series, again, is a pair of dinners that work really well together because they have a really efficient common grocery list, and you get 2 totally different dinners out of it. But every dinner series has a $1 sign, $2, $3, or $4 sign rating. So you kind of can understand if you're looking to really save this week, then gravitate towards the $1 signs and on up. The average cost of serving in the whole book, we geeked out and did all the math for you, is $4 a serving. So it's still, regardless of where you fall on that scale, it's probably going to be a savings for you. Okay, so the next bucket we're going to talk about is meal planning. So we've set our budget, we've chosen our featured protein, which is going to save us the most amount of money by choosing that mindfully, and now we're going to actually pick our meals. What an exciting stage. This is the most fun. So picking our meals, what I want you to do is I want you to flip through and see what would your family love. There are times and occasions for trying new things, and there are also, most times though, you're going to be so thankful if you just chose a couple dinners out of this book that you know your family's going to love. You know they're going to love a taco night, right? You know they're going to love a shepherd's pie. You know they're going to love a cheesy casserole with beans and corn, right? Lean into the dishes that you know your family's going to love. Choose those. I want you to simplify your plan. So let's say you get it all written out and you're so excited about it and you're like, this is what we're going to eat this week. It's going to be great. If you're writing that plan from a rested state, there's a really good chance that the week isn't going to go exactly as planned, right? That maybe you're overcommitting a little bit in terms of what you're planning on making for dinner that week. And so I want you to read back over the meals that you've chosen, and I want you to look at them and say, okay, what if it's been the week of all weeks and I just need dinner to be as easy as possible on me? I want you to write it again through that lens. I want you to simplify. My theory is that dinner time is exhausting for so many of us, and it feels unsustainable, and we're feeling run down, and like it's this uphill climb and struggle week after week and night after night, because I think we're overcomplicating dinner. I think it's too complicated. And so while you're planning, go back over it and simplify it wherever possible. You will be so thankful you did that. When you get home from the grocery store, this is my biggest tip, and I will tell you, this has given me so much margin back in just how I flow through my kitchen and meal planning, but I organize my groceries as I go. So when you get home and you pull everything out of the bags, you probably already have it top of mind of what ingredients go with what meal, right? You probably already remember. And I say, while it's top of mind, put those bunches together and keep them sorted. Pull out the book if you need to just refresh about what ingredient goes with what, and keep them sorted. And if you want, you could use I use these clear bins in my refrigerator. You could use a paper bag, you could use a plastic bag, a basket, whatever you have on hand. And I store my produce and even the beans for this casserole that I'm going to make are headed into this bin, into the refrigerator. Because I tell you what, when I'm ready to make this casserole on Thursday night and I can't remember what it calls for, and I pull up the recipe, and then I have to go find the can of beans. Whereas if it's all here together, I know this is my casserole bin. This is everything I need to make that Southwestern turkey casserole, plus the turkey that I'll make from the other dinner. So stay organized as you go. The other tip I have for you is actually when you get home is to wash and dry and chop, if you have time, your vegetables right away. This is going to save you big time because now I know these bell peppers, I just washed them, I just dried them, I'm putting them in the meal bin, and when I'm ready to make that casserole, that's one less thing I have to do because I'm constantly thinking about what time can I save future me when I'm pulling together these meals. And then again, when you have time, give them a chop. Get out your food storage containers, chop up the onion. So it's already done. Mince the garlic, chop the onion, peel the carrots, do whatever you can while you've got a cutting board out. Chop up the sweet potatoes and peel them. So those are ready to go, and you will save yourself oodles of time, make it so much more likely you actually use the ingredients you bought and make the meals you're planning on making. You're gonna be so thankful. Other tips for you that are going to save you some serious dollars in your weekly grocery budget are going to be things like shopping seasonally, shopping what's local, in season, on sale, near you. Another tip I've got for you is while you're shopping or while you're cooking for the week, this is one of my favorite ones to do. While you're cooking for the week, let's say if a recipe uses half of an onion, don't throw away the other half of that onion. I want you to save it, put it in a bowl and stick it in your refrigerator, and then use that for a soup or a meat sauce or a chili or something like that later in the week. Kind of a use it all up dish. Put that into your rotation. Using what you have versus always buying new for every recipe you're planning on making that week is going to save you a lot of money. Use the chicken you've got frozen in your freezer. Use the onion already in your pantry. Use the red sauce. Use the enchilada sauce you bought versus making one from scratch and buying all the ingredients. Use what you've got. Okay, 2 more tips for you that'll save you some pennies is number 1, to think about when you're going through the grocery store. I know that those pre-chopped onions and the pre-peeled garlic, all of that looks really attractive, but start to think about those as luxury food items because somebody has put forth the work to prepare it for you, so you're going to spend a little bit more on those items than you would the actual bulb of garlic, right? And the actual onion that you're going to chop yourself. And so again, if you're looking to save money on your grocery bill, grab items that are in their own raw form. The other thing you can think about, for example, other luxury items, I know this is going to sound a little wild, but things like a chicken breast, that's actually a little bit of a luxury item because somebody has deconstructed that off of the entire bird. And so if you're looking to save money in protein, and you can save a lot of money this way, is to buy the actual whole bird. Buy the chicken, the whole chicken. I'll walk you through how to roast it. It's going to be delicious and so easy. You're going to be so impressed with yourself. But invest in the whole bird and you'll find that you can really stretch your dollar really well. Last tip I've got for you to save money is to freeze it. So let's say you make this casserole, it's delicious, but you know you're not going to eat up those 3 extra portions at the end of the night. You know you're not going to eat them this week and they're probably just going to go bad. Slice them into individual servings and freeze them for later. You're making yourself your own little lunch pack and you're going to be so thankful you did, because when the time comes that you're ready to reheat that slice of casserole, you're not going to have to buy lunch and you're using the money that you've already spent. So again, use what you have, freeze the leftovers, freeze things that you know you're not going to eat, and you are going to set yourself up for major budgetary success. If you want more from Cook Once Dinner Fix, be sure to check it out. It's linked below, where you can find 60 of these dinner series. So 60 of these pairings, 120 complete meals. You won't have to wonder what is for dinner again. You won't have to wonder, how am I going to fit this on budget? It is going to be, I really hope it's going to be really helpful for you.